My name is Jason Alon Alexander Butler. I am an instigator in a band called Let Live. Hi.
So how's your day been so far today? Had a couple of promo days in London.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been consistent. But yeah, today's been cool. It's been really good. I've been able to explain the record on levels that I probably otherwise wouldn't get to if I wasn't here. So it's really cool.
So I guess you're kind of getting the full swing of the album campaign. You got quite a busy year ahead.
Yeah.
Obviously over for some UK and European shows later in the year. What kind of set do you think you're going to bring with you over to the UK later in the year? Because this is going to be the first time in quite a while that you've had kind of the longer sets and also the new songs to bring with you.
Yeah. I want to say maybe like half and half. Definitely honor like the fake history stuff and play a lot of the new stuff. Just because we're so excited and really, really eager to sort of express that side of Let Live, because it's certainly like the new record is certainly like a new side of Let Live, but I think we're gonna just try and honor as much as we can on both sides for sure.
So do you think that writing the new record has kind of made you think differently about the songs from Fake History as well? Has it kind of helped you almost reimagine them or do them a little bit differently as well?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. What we've done often now after writing so much and sort of experiencing what we have as the touring band we've been, we've definitely switched up a lot of the songs and the ebb and flow and the ins and outs of Fake History, but also like what the songs mean to us. Like now there's a sense of nostalgia because there can be, because now we have a new record and that was our old record. So that's kind of cool too, and they definitely have their own like particular sentiments attached to them. The Fake History songs for sure.
So with the new record, was there any kind of was there anything when you came into the studio to start rehearsing it and writing it? Was there anything that kind of strongly influenced you guys, or are there any bands that you toured with that you think had an impact on the writing of the new record?
Honestly, man, like this isn't just some like bullshit like answer. Like I think that every single band we toured with, even bands that we may have had some sort of distaste for, like have had some sort of effect on what we've done as a band, and for that we're very, very grateful, and I appreciate all the bands that we've ever toured with. Again, even if it may have not been something that was as enjoyable as it should have been, or if maybe it wasn't exactly like our cup of tea in the music world, like whatever. We really do appreciate the differences and of us and other bands and us and other people. But then there's the people that really have inspired us in a very positive way. More recently, we were out with a band called Deftones. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but they're this little band. This little band that's done a few things in the rock world, and that was inspiring on levels that are almost inexplicable, because it was more so the way that I felt, and it's hard for me to articulate the way I felt when touring with that band, but I felt like this sort of full circle, this cyclic sort of experience, because that band like was the reason I began playing heavy music, was because I saw them accidentally at a Warped Tour in 1995 or 96. Yeah. So things like that. Yeah. When you see a band that inspires you, as well as a band that that you don't, when you see something that you don't want to be, what I mean? Like all those things are taken into consideration for sure.
Has there been any bands like this year that you've played with that you've had that kind of you were saying about that was the first time you saw Deftones and it kind of changed, the way you kind of approach music? Is there any bands, like new bands, that you kind of thought, wow, those guys are amazing, they've made me kind of change again?
Yeah, that's really good. Actually, man, that's where I find like this sort of like unfortunate kind of drought creatively, is like because a lot of bands I haven't like felt. Oh, no, that's not true. I guess it's like I've been I'm so immersed in touring, and we're so like consumed by our touring that we don't get to catch many bands anymore,
Sure.
or as often. when we do, it's pretty exciting. But one act that I was able to see and was like pretty impressed just with the visual component before I actually saw them live was this act, Jameson actually. It's like this guy, and he, one of my friends are actually in his band, in his live band, and it was just like this really dark, eerie, sort of strange love kind of visual component that he would put with his music, and I thought that was really, really cool. And as far as bands, like actual rock bands and similar to us, there's a band called Night Verses that we took on tour, and they're friends of ours. That band was just utterly inspiring in the sense of how dedicated they are to their music, and how much they really, really believe in what they're doing, and how hard they work. They're one of the hardest working bands I've ever experienced. And we had the pleasure of taking them on a tour, so I guess those are two different realms, but yeah.
Cool. So with obviously with the new record, they're kind of, I know it's always quite a almost bullshit question to ask, but you know, what's the kind of I mean, after hearing the kind of vibe of it in general, it is quite a different direction. I mean, how would you kind of describe that to having people never really heard it at all? What would you kind of describe it?
I would say that it's just a natural progression. We've been so omnivorous as both like band members and musicians, as well as fans of music. Like we're just fucking huge music fans, and for us to remain omnivorous and to embrace all the things that we've enjoyed, we were able to kind of indulge ourselves in the music and that we wrote. And I feel like the essence and the essential Let Live vibe is very much apparent in all the new stuff. I think if anything, it was like just we chose to dress it differently in certain songs, and we also made paths musically that we might want to take later on, and we kind of exemplified those in the record. Again, we tried to be as tasteful as we could with all of it, and I don't know, I think that anyone that knew Let Live then will understand Let Live now. It's like just growing with your friends, you know, growing with your supporters, your base, you know. I think it's all pretty natural.